Hello and welcome to our RLCS 2025 Birmingham Major Swiss Stage predictions. Yes, let's go through and predict what I think is going to happen in the Swiss stage. All right, starting up, we've got Carmine Corps versus Wildcard. Just for the sake of everyone that's watching this, I'm going to quickly recap who's on these teams. Carmine is Vatira, Atto, Drally. They won Europe, they're EU1. Wildcard is Fever, Torsos, and Banana Head, who won OCE. So, that being said, I think it's rather unlikely that Wildcard gets a game on Carmine. Carmine is the best team in the best region, and Wildcard is the best team in a developing or a smaller region. So I don't think Wildcard's going to pick up any games. It's very possible they pick up one. I'd say the chance of Wildcard winning this by any score is probably less than 5% probability. I don't know. So that's a pretty easy matchup. Next up, we've got NRG versus Gen G. NRG is Atomic, Beast Mode, Daniel. Gen G is going to be Reddles, Magic Bear, and Cheese. NRG is NA1. Gen G is NA3. So NRG won 2 of the majors, Open 1 and Open 2. Open 1 and Open 2, they won. And then Gen G won Open 3, whereas NRG only got top 4 in the third Open. So, what do we think about this? To me, I think NRG, especially on LAN, is definitely the lock over Gen G here, but the question is, how close is this game going to be? I think it's very possible that Gen G come out and win the first game, because they seem to really do a good job of game planning, but I think NRG is likely to win here. Honestly, though, if this was an upset, I wouldn't be shocked. So I think this one is much less certain as Carmine versus Wildcard. So next up, we've got in match 3, Falcons versus Secret. Falcons is Mina region number 1, TRK, Ruas, and Clears versus Team Secret, which is Sam 2, South America 2. Ooh, did I lose them? I had them here for a second. There they are. Sorry. KV1, Mata, and Swift. Really talented team, but Falcons, many people love the Falcons. Many people have them probably going to win or at least get to the grand finals based on, how the brackets go out. So pretty interesting. I think Falcons are very good at Swiss, and I think it's very likely that they win, but I actually am going to predict a close series. Now, a 3-0 wouldn't be surprising. I do think it would be surprising if Secret beat Falcons. That would be probably, like a 10% chance of happening. Something like that. Not impossible if Falcons get off to a really rocky start, but Falcons have traditionally, this team especially, has been very strong on LAN, so I don't see any, in Swiss stage I should say, I don't see any reason to downgrade them here, but I do think it might be a bit of a rocky start. Falcons 3-2 Secret. Maybe close game, maybe not, we'll see. Now, Vitality, we've got Zen, Exotic, and Monkey Moon, probably heard of a couple of those players. And then Twisted Minds, Vitality is EU3. No, they are EU2, sorry. They just barely beat Dignitas. So they are EU2 versus Twisted Minds, which is Mina 2. Twisted Minds is Nupo, Rise, and Atomic. Definitely an interesting team. Now, this matchup is very interesting because Vitality kind of has faltered a little bit. And it's really their fault because they assembled a team of 2 of the previous world champions plus one Zen, who many people would consider to be the best player in RLCS at the moment, or at least a top 2, top 3 player, depending on where you put Drally and some of the other players here. But most people would still put Zen as like a top 5 talent. I think I had him top 6 in my personal top 25 rankings, but that's just because this year he hasn't really shown up as much as he did before. Anyways, before digressing even further, Vitality Twisted Minds, this will, in my opinion, definitely be the most interesting match and the most fun to watch match of the Swiss stage. I do think Monkey Moon has a nice LAN, and I think They 3-1 Twisted, but it is very possible that Twisted comes out and wins this. This is, I don't know, maybe 65, 70% Vitality for me, 30, 35% Twisted Minds for me. So I'm very excited about this match. This one's going to be really fun. All right, let's do Furia, which is Sam 1. And who's on Furia? Yan lost in Drafinho. They had great. They swept their region, got 3 open wins, looking very good. Yan also just won the 1v1 for the Sam region as well, so he's going to be playing in the 1v1, which is going to be a separate thing. And then Healthy Chiefs are Hunter, Fiber, and Raziers. This is OCE 2 behind Wildcard, as you remember. Fever, Torsos, Banana Head. Healthy Chiefs is Hunter, Fiber, and Raziers. Raziers bringing the experience, and Hunter and Fiber bringing some of the fun, I think would be a good way to describe it. I do think Furia is ready to beat this team, but I don't know if they're going to sweep them. 3-1, pretty high probability that Furia wins. Probably give them like an 80%, 90% chance of winning this game. If the Chiefs find a win here, that would be amazing for them. Dignitas Complexity. This one is EU3 versus NA4. So that is going to be a fun one. Dignitas is apparently Jack, Jorius, and Stizzy, and Complexity is Razebull, CRR, and Diaz. So you have a lot of... This is another match. You know, I think the 2 matches to watch are Vitality Twisted and Dignitas Complexity. Like, these are going to be fun matches. And there's a little bit of ego in this one because it's EU3 versus NA3. So it's like, hey, you know, we're talking about comparing regions. You know, let's see number 3 versus number 3. Obviously, we care about who wins the whole event, but I think it's fair to be excited about this round. So let's go ahead and say, based on current form, I do think Dignitas is going to get the win, but I really like Complexity here, and I'm actually going to give them 1 game. Dignitas has Jorius, who's kind of infamous for doing extremely well in the Swiss. I like apparently Jack on LAN. Stizzy, I think he's kind of found his swag, so I think he's going to do well. Complexity, you know, obviously has very good team chemistry. It'll be interesting to see how good Diaz does on LAN for his first time playing in LAN, at least that I know of here. Whereas CRR and Razebull have kind of been around the block a little bit. So they're going to anchor, and he's going to hopefully find his peak in this event. Next, let's go NA2 versus APAC 1, or the only APAC team. So Ultimates, First Killer, Chronic LJ. Luminosity is Sphinx, Sosa, and Catalysm. I do think this is going to be a beatdown. No offense to Luminosity. I think just the bottom of this bracket is not as interesting for these matchups. Then we've got GK versus Foot Esports. So GK is going to be Archie, Joyo, and Oli. Foot Esports is going to be VK Salen, Leoro, and Torres. This is kind of the infamous Spanish nationalist import team that are national import from 3 Spanish players. I do believe they're actually playing in South Africa. I could be wrong about that. But obviously most people want to see people from the region playing in that, representing that region, but they won the spot, so they get to be here for SSA. I do think GK is a better team, and I think they 3-0 them. So that opens up this interesting round of matchups. Let me know if you disagree with any of my 0-0 matchups. From here, the rest is going to be difficult to say because any single wrong pick is going to have a massive impact on this bracket. So, you know, let's proceed with caution. Carmine GK. In Open 3, we saw GK 4-0 Carmine Corp. Carmine Corp is considered the best team in the world, EU. Leading EU, I should say. GK absolutely slammed them. Do I think that's going to happen again? Knowing Vatira, Atto, and Drally? No, it will not happen again. That's my prediction. I don't even think they get a game. I think K Corp, like they were doing so good, and they're a team that already plays a lot and like is very much grinding, doing good work. I think GK is going to get smacked this time around, just because GK has their peaks or their valleys, and so we'll see. I like the confidence that GK is going to have, but I also feel like Carmine's going to have a bit of a chip on their shoulder to like really show what's going on. I think Atto is going to go crazy in this series. That's my prediction. NRG Ultimates NA1 versus NA2. Boring. Just kidding. I do think NRG on LAN is going to get the edge here, but it's probably going to be a close game, so I'll give it a 3-2. Very possible that Ultimates beats NRG. They whooped them in Open 3, so if we're looking at trend lines, NRG beat Ultimates twice, and then they lost to them. Well, they beat them multiple times. It was probably more than 2 times when you look at Swiss plus, well, I guess they never really played same Swiss, but brackets, grand finals, everything that happened so far in the season. Now we've got Falcons Dignitas. I do think Falcons defense is going to shut down Dignitas, but I think this is going to be a fun 4 games to watch. 3-1 Falcons. Vitality versus Furia. I do like Vitality's experience here over Furia, but I also think that Furia is going to pick up a couple games. Could be close. Vitality hasn't really shown us anything that makes us think they're going to dominate. Okay, Wildcard versus Foot. I like Wildcard here, but I think it's very possible they drop a game. Gen.G versus Luminosity. I like Gen.G here. I think they win all those games. Complexity versus Secret. This is kind of interesting to me because Complexity is like a SAM team that came into NA and qualified, and Secret is kind of a group of relatively like pretty well established players from SAM. So it is kind of like a SAM showdown, even though one's technically NA and one's SAM. I think I like, it's like, do you like SAM 2 or do you like NA 4? Yeah, NA 4, because Gen.G got a bunch of points in the last Open. This is tough. This is a tough one for me. I think I'm going to have to go with the NA team just based on experience. Twisted, I think 3-0 Chiefs. What do you think of this round? Did I cook? Did I not cook? I think regardless of who ends up here, like if Vitality loses and ends up playing the Chiefs, like I'm not worried about them losing to the Chiefs by any stretch. So where does that put us? 2-0, we've got Carmine Falcons, NRG Vitality. I mean, that's basically the semifinals of the tournament, right? As you would expect. Carmine versus Falcons. I do like Carmine qualifying all the way through here. I think they drop a game. I think NRG... I'm actually going to pick a little bit of an upset here. I think NRG is going to have a little bit of an issue with Vitality, and NRG typically don't ace Swiss. They typically lose to 1 or 2 teams, and they don't usually lose to bad teams or anything like that. But I think I'm going to go slight upset for most people and pick Vitality over NRG. Granted, I am a big NRG fan. I want them to win, but this is my predictions. Dignitas Twisted. This is a banger game. Dignitas versus Twisted is an awesome game. I do think that Twisted and Dignitas are kind of similar teams, right? Like the way they play. I think Twisted gets the advantage here. I really like Twisted. I like what I'm seeing from them. I think they're going to do great this tournament. Furia Complexity. I like Furia here. They always do good early on. And I think Yan's hungry. So I think he's going to eat. Ultimates Gen.G. Kind of an interesting match. Gen.G just sweeped Ultimates to win Open 3. I'm going to put it as a close game. I'm going to give it to Ultimates still. GK, I'm going to put over Wildcard 3-1. Speeding up just a little bit here, just so the video isn't ridiculously long. Team Secret, I put over Foot. I think they 3-0 Chiefs, Luminosity. APAC versus second OCE. I think I like the Chiefs here over Luminosity, but I don't know. We'll see. I could go either way there. Okay, so who qualified out? Carmine and Vitality qualified out there. NRG, GK. I like NRG here. Falcons, Ultimates. I like Falcons here, but I think it might be close. Furia, Twisted. I'm actually going to go slight upset and pick Twisted over Furia. I don't know why, but I'm really feeling very positive about what I've seen from them so far. I think Rise on LAN also plays very well. Like, that's kind of underestimated a little bit on some of the videos I've watched of other people. Dignitas, Secret. I think Dignitas clears here. Wildcard, Complexity. I think Complexity clears here, but probably close. Genji, Chiefs. I think clears there. Maybe they get like one embarrassing loss in that, potentially. I don't know. Cool. So then that puts it in the finals here. Furia, Genji. I like Furia over Genji. Don't think that's close, honestly. Dignitas, GK. I do think that's them. I think Dignitas wins there. And then Ultimates versus Complexity. I like Ultimates here just on experience, but I think it's going to be a fun series to watch. So, where does that put my main event? Now, this is just the Swiss video. This puts Vitality, Twisted upper, Carmine, Falcons upper, NRG, Ultimates lower, Furia, Dignitas lower. To see what I think is going to happen from here, you're going to have to stay tuned for the next video. Thank you so much for watching my Swiss stage predictions. Hope you have a wonderful day, and just know that we are all about to witness some amazing Rocket League, and we are better because of it. Thank you, and have a great day.